Hi, I'm Hannah. I am the assistant news editor and SGA liaison from The Rocket. So this afternoon I went to the Rocket budget meeting where Adam, the news editor, gave me my article for the print issue this week for the orientation edition. So I'm going to be writing a story about SGA, what they do, what they control, and the power that they have on campus. I just came from the SGA formal meeting about an hour ago. So there I talked to the president of SGA, Dallas Klein, and I set up an interview for her for 8 a.m. Wednesday morning. So I will be talking to her then, and I will write the story before 8 p.m. on Wednesday. So I interviewed Dallas Klein this morning for this article, and I've been working on this for about an hour and a half now, and it's about 370 words. So I want to try to get that closer to 800 before my class at 3:30. So I have most of the background information right now. I need to add a little bit more, and then I was going to listen to the recording on my phone in order to get Dallas's quotes from there. And then I have a couple graphic ideas I was going to put in print as well. From Logan Tupper, he is the Vice President of Finance for SGA. The other week he sent me a bunch of information on some statistics about how much money SGA spent through the student activity fee. So I'm going to make that into a bar chart to show that this upcoming year is going to be the highest budget amount for SGA in the past 10 years. So that'll be one of the graphics, and I also want to do a graphic on each committee, just so it's a little more eye-catching than somebody just reading 6 paragraphs back to back. So there should be a graphic on all 6 of these SGA committees as well.
Hey guys, how's it going? This is Adam. I'm the news editor for the paper. I'm here with my assistant Hannah. We're going through the process of how we conceptualize and then compose our stories. Hannah's going to talk a little bit about her process here, and then we're going to look at some of our design techniques and how we place stories within InDesign for our print editions.
All right. So I finished my article a few hours ago, right before my classes started for the evening, and now I'm back here. So whenever I wrote this article, it's around 700 words now. I start with some information that's more eye-catching or appealing. So I do a little bit of a feature on Dallas, the president, and how it felt for her to be a freshman. So then I go a little more into broadly what SGA is, and then I get more specific near the bottom. That style is called inverted pyramid. So it's basically an upside down triangle with the most important information at the top, and then getting more specific as you go down. And yeah, that's how I write my articles. And then I'm still working on my graphics now, but Adam's going to be talking about how we design pages.
So whenever I edit stories, the first things I look at are HDLNN. It's an acronym that stands for headline, deck, lead sentence, and nut graph. The headline, of course, everyone knows what the headline is. It's what clarifies what the story is about. Generally, it's short, to the point, and isn't really all that specific. The way it naturally works is each portion of HDLN, the headline, the deck, the lead, and the nut graph, clarifies what the story is actually about. So you should be able to understand exactly what the story is going to be about just by reading those 4 things, because most readers don't delve beyond that actual section. So the deck here, once again, clarifies the headline. It's just all ears. If you didn't have anything beneath that, it wouldn't really make any sense. But you go here and it says SGA provides opportunities for freshmen to get involved. So you understand that this is going to be a story about student government. It's going to be about what kind of services they offer and how you can actually get involved within it. When you look at the lead sentence here, like I said, it's a humanization lead. When Dallas Klein moved to SRU her freshman year, she wanted to find a home away from her hometown, 5 hours away from SRU. So like I said, it's not your traditional summary lead, but it references the student government president. It talks about why she decided to get involved in SGA and what it was like to find a home here at SRU, which, as this article is clearly targeted at freshmen, is trying to establish that rapport for them initially. Once I look at those 4 things to clarify, I generally go through and check for grammatical mistakes, looking for anything that just seems out of ordinary. Like I said, we write in an inverted pyramid style, which means that we want information that's the most important to be at the beginning of the story and for it to get gradually more specific as readers go on. We don't always expect readers to read a full 700, 800 words into a story, so they should be able to get halfway through the article and understand the gist of what it's about instead of getting bogged down in specific details that might not necessarily even pertain to them. Once it's reviewed completely and I'm satisfied with it, I've checked, like I said, those 4 components. I've checked to make sure there are no grammatical mistakes and make sure it makes sense narratively. I look at any captions that are available, any photos that are attached to it. And once that's all clarified and finished, I go to our Trello board, I mark it as pending, I move it over for the copy editors to review, and they check it more clearly than I can, of course. They're a little better at recognizing copy mistakes than me. So for print week specifically, I said we only print about 5 times a semester, so this isn't a super regular occurrence, but when we do have print, we want to showcase our best work. And the way we try to do that is through creating interesting graphical elements like here, and through pictures. You said obviously this isn't a complete edition, but as we place our stories throughout here, we try to organize them by levels of importance. This is going to be a story about crime on campus and police blotter and statistics surrounding that, so it's on page A2. The front page currently isn't open here, but that's obviously reserved for the most important stories because we want to catch the reader's attention from the initial point when they pick up the paper. And so these stories would not be placed until copy has reviewed them, or in some cases they have to be placed and copy will review them from this printed state. We'll print out the papers on our printer over there where they can check for, as I said, anything that is out of compliance with AP style, any just general grammatical mistakes. You'd be surprised what you can catch. We try to clarify headlines here, maybe do some special design work, as I said, just to spice it up and make sure it looks ready for print.
So Adam's going to be placing my story into the InDesign file in a few minutes, but in the meantime, I'm going to be working on a graphic in order to help better tell the story of my article. So I haven't started that quite yet, but when I do something like that, it typically looks like this, a completed page. So last time for our Black History Month issue, I made this timeline, also about an SGA story, about the evolution of one of the committees that was granted standing status last February. So that's what a typical design page looks like. Graphical elements, pull-out quotes, pictures, the headline, deck, byline. And we also reference to a video or another article on our website or on our YouTube page. And once we have the completed design page, we will go ahead and send it to Eric, our editor-in-chief, who will then send it off to the printer. So it's Monday and our print issue is in, so this is what it looks like. I'm very happy with how it came out. I made this graphic Wednesday into Thursday, and I think it looks awesome and is able to portray what I wanted to very well. We also have the picture of Dallas Klein and everybody else in the suite and my story there. And yeah, that's how we got to my front page article for the Rocket. So go ahead and check out the digital issue of this copy on theonlinerocket.com and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SRU Rocket.